Imagine if your home value shot up by 10% in just 1 year. It's like gaining an extra $50,000 in equity by just owning your home. Well, the average home appreciation across Denver Metro was just 3.1%, and some areas even saw a decline in value. These 5 cities completely outperformed the market. Let's break down where home prices soared in 2024 and why. Guys, Colorado's real estate market had an interesting year last year. While some areas cooled off, others took off, creating big opportunities for homeowners and investors. So if you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing, knowing where the biggest price gains happen can help you make a smart move going into 2025. Stick around until the end. I'll share if these markets are still a good buy or if the growth is slowing down. Coming in at number 5 on the list for home price appreciation in 2024, we have Lone Tree, Colorado. Appreciation was 10.5%. Now, guys, Lone Tree is in Douglas County in Colorado. It's south from Denver. It is one of the suburban areas while still creating that quick commute to downtown, and it is amenity rich. You have Park Meadows, which is touted to be Colorado's biggest shopping mall. Not only do you have everything you need in and around this area, but you also have really good restaurants, and you have a variety of high-end restaurants and your normal chain restaurants that aren't going to cost an arm and a leg while still being able to feed the family. Lone Tree's population is 14,000 people, and alongside the shopping mall, there's the Lone Tree Golf Club, ease of access to E470, making a quick commute to the airport, or if you want to go out into the mountains. And then, like I said, it's a quick commute to Denver. And so this is Lone Tree in the red here, specifically the zip code of 80124. You can see it intersects I-25 and E470. E470, you're going to jump on again to go to the mountains or the airport, whereas I-25 is going to bring you up to a quick shot to Denver. Now, downside, the southern end of I-25, you're gonna have quite a bit of traffic, but overall, guys, Lone Tree is a very, very desirable place to live in a suburban area where you're still close to just about everything you need. Now, as far as the numbers break down, we've got homes in the $500,000 range all the way to $3.8 million. The median price in 2023 was $880,000, while in 2024, that jumped up to $1,077,000. Now, before we go on to the next city, I'm gonna break down my theory as to why Lone Tree appreciated so much where other markets even saw a slight decline. And guys, there's one thing I didn't mention, the proximity to the mountains that Lone Tree is, while still being close to amenities, a quick shot up to I-25 is part and reason why Lone Tree is so desirable. I want to give you my theory as to why Lone Tree appreciated 10.5% while other cities even saw a slight decline here in Colorado. There's various reasons, but I think number 1 on the list is going to be desirability. It's a very, very desirable area. And so while you get people moving out of the inner city into some more of the suburban areas, Lone Tree is right on that cusp where you're still close enough to everything without being too far away. That's number 1 of my theory. The second part to my theory, as you'll hear a couple times in this video, is there are homes with higher square feet that will justify higher pricing. And so in a market where the total amount of homes sold is smaller than it was the previous year, if you add in bigger square footage homes that are priced higher, that's going to sway the statistics a little bit. But overall, I think the desirability of Lone Tree in itself is one of the things that drove price high in 2024. Let's get into number 4 on the list, and I'm gonna bring you to central downtown Denver. We're talking about Capitol Hill. Guys, Capitol Hill is so rich in history. It is one of the first communities that was built when Denver was expanding in the late 1800s to 1900s, and was home to some of the wealthiest residents in Denver, Colorado at the time. Nowadays, you still see those elegant mansions that were built in the early 1900s, all the way from 7 to 10,000 square feet. You're going to be blown away at one of the home tours I'm going to take you here online as we're talking about Capitol Hill and why we saw appreciation in that market. it, I have to say, even myself looking at these homes, I'm absolutely amazed, thinking that they built this gigantic mansion of a home in the early 1900s. It's absolutely astonishing. They're beautiful properties. And nowadays, as we fast forward to 2025, guys, Capitol Hill is walking distance to downtown Denver. And whether you're going to downtown Denver or Broadway or some of the surrounding area restaurants, the walkability score is very, very high. And not to mention nightlife around the area as well. So you get a mix of everything here in Capitol Hill, and you are centrally located to downtown Denver. Population of Capitol Hill itself is roughly around 16,000. Now, the median price in 2024, we'll get to here in a sec, but as we're doing that, I just want to show you on the map where Capitol Hill is, and as you can see, it's this red outlined area here. And again, more specifically, we're talking about the zip code 80203, which encompasses Capitol Hill. And guys, the name speaks for itself. You actually have Denver's Capitol in Capitol Hill. It is an amazing building. You got Civic Center Park there. And in preparation for the video, I wanted to show you one of these amazing homes as we talk through numbers. What I'm showing you guys here is a 13,000 square foot home. Built in 1901, designed by the Daniels and Fisher Tower, became the Starkey International Institute for Household Management, training and placing graduates with skills required to manage large home and estates worldwide. As I was listed by Jeff Bernard. Thank you, Jeff, for the quick explanation and history of this specific building. And to think this was built in early 1900s, out of this world. Now, pricing, guys, Capitol Hill median price in 2023 was $802,000, and that increased over $50,000 to $853,000 in 2024, with appreciation coming in at 10.7%. Now, obviously, I'm showing you a mansion here, but in Capitol Hill, guys, you can find these elegant, beautiful architectural masterpieces, and then you could find single-family residences as low as $404,000. And so as we go through these cities, you'll see there's a little bit for everyone. Although Capitol Hill is definitely on the higher price point, as is Lone Tree, relative to the average price point of Denver Metro. Now, before we jump to number 3 on the list, I just want to give you my theory on why Capitol Hill had increased that much in pricing. And I think the reality is Capitol Hill, with the walkability, the distance, sure, it has desirability, different desirability than Lone Tree might have, but it is desirable. But the reality is pricing typically stands strong, especially in Capitol Hill over the years in history. And because of that, you tend to get good, stable, strong pricing in these areas. And you could still have a little bit of that factor where bigger homes might have sold in 2024 as opposed to 2023, and that adjusting statistics made appreciation go up. Not to mention, guys, if an investor can get their hands on a single family home and completely redo it, they call it pop the top, where you get a ranch style home, you build up, create it into a 2-story home, and turn a $400,000 to $500,000 house into $1 million to $2 million masterpiece. That happens all the time, especially in these types of areas, because pricing supports it. And so that's my theory on Capitol Hill. Now let's take you to one of my favorites on the list, a mountain town that is very, very desirable for completely different reasons than Capitol Hill and Lone Tree. I'm gonna take you to Evergreen, Colorado. Guys, I've showed homes here before. I've helped buyers. Even I myself have looked at potential homes in Evergreen before. It is an absolutely beautiful part of the state, and the best thing, it's super, super close to Denver Metro. To be downtown from Evergreen, you could take I-70 and be downtown in as little as 30 to 45 minutes. So to wake up in the morning with the fresh air, seeing the wildlife that comes with the Rocky Mountains, to being downtown at a sporting event or a great dinner and enjoying some of the amenities that come with downtown Denver, there's no surprise that Evergreen lands on this list. And as I mentioned, guys, I help people not just in Denver Metro, but the mountain areas as well. In fact, I just got off the phone with a potential seller last week for a house in the Rocky Mountains. And so if you guys are looking to buy, sell, or invest, I just want to remind you that I am a licensed agent. I've been a licensed agent for the past 10 years and would love nothing more to serve you and your real estate goals, you can reach out with the information on the screen or down below, book a call directly with me. And guys, I'm the one answering text calls. You're not getting sent to my team. I'm personally going to serve you and support you in your real estate goals. And guys, last but not least, before we jump on to number 3, Evergreen, I just want to encourage, if you're liking the content, hitting that like button does wonders for our channel to be able to grow. Don't forget to subscribe. We're coming out with new content every single week. Now, Evergreen, where did this fall on the list? Number 3, the appreciation that happened over 2024 was 13.8%. Population of Evergreen, believe it or not, it's not that big. It's 8,643. If you ever get the chance to visit Evergreen, you are absolutely going to fall in love with the Evergreen Lake House. Guys, not only is this absolutely stunning, but it allows you to rent the lake house. You've got a golf course alongside it, bring your fishing pool in the summer, and then once winter hits, grab your ice skates. They've got ice skating and they've got hockey rinks that they make. It's an absolute blast when you go to the lake in Evergreen, and it's definitely one of the focal points of the city. Not to mention, downtown is literally on the other side of the lake, and it is also just as gorgeous. Now, guys, on the map, I'll show you Evergreen is actually quite big, and the zip code here is 80439, and here's what I'm talking about. You guys can see the lake house here on the map. You've got Evergreen Lake, you've got the golf course wrapping around, and that's one of 2 golf courses in Evergreen. And so as you're looking at maybe moving to a location like this, you're definitely going to have all you need when it comes to golf. You've got the amenity of Evergreen Lake there, and then you've got this cute, quaint little downtown area right here. In terms of pricing, you're gonna be able to find a $400,000 cabin all the way up to a $7 million plus estates in Evergreen. The median price in 2023 was $950,000, or in 2024, they hit $998,000. Guys, my theory, I don't think it's a surprise. Evergreen's likely to hold value from the end of time. It's just an amazing location to not only visit, but to buy a house, to be able to have a mountain house at either an approachable price point, or for you luxury buyers, to be able to buy an estate in the mountains, yet be so close to the amenities that the greater Denver Metro has to offer. Well, look no further. Evergreen is one of the best spots to do that. Now, guys, we get into the number 1 and 2 spot on the list. These are likely to shock you in what cities have some of the highest appreciation in 2024. Now, guys, coming in at number 2 on the list, we're gonna take you from the mountains to the eastern plains, the country properties of Colorado, and we're gonna take you to Byers, Colorado. Yes, I know you probably haven't heard of it, but the zip code of 80103 had appreciation of 16.1% in 2024. Population is 1,800 people, and guys, this is where you're going to find acreage properties with a lot of land, upwards of 30 plus acres. And out of the 13 listings that are active and available for sale, 11 of them had acreage. So that's only 2 homes that had less than 1 acre, whereas all the rest of the homes available, you're gonna be living in country. You're gonna have space to roam around, to get the dirt bikes out, to own animals, maybe do a farm. And guys, here in Colorado, you can get the guns out and shoot them. And a lot of people do out in these country properties, owning their own land, have the ability to do that. Not to mention, guys, you could build an amazing shop. You don't have an HOA. So the desirability factor in Byers, much different than the cities that we've been talking about, but undoubtedly to be able to walk out on your porch with a morning coffee, you hear the birds chirp, it's fresh air, similar to mountains, but a little different. There's fewer places as peaceful as a country property in Byers, Colorado. We had a median price in 2023 of $539,000, whereas in 2024, that jumped up to $600,000. Now, guys, in terms of price point, you're gonna be able to find a home as low as $200,000 to $300,000, all the way up to $1.3 million, which is the record price that was sold in this zip code in 2024. And guys, look at this amazing place, right? You take this place, you put it in Evergreen, you're looking at upwards of potentially $2 to $3, $4+ million, but that's the difference in location. Byers, fairly undesirable in the sense that there's not a whole lot of amenities. You guys are living in the country, and so you gotta get the list ready for the grocery store so that you're not driving back and forth and spending hours in the car all just to get butter because you forgot to get it on the first grocery trip. This estate I'm showing you guys, what a masterpiece. Look at that. That's the desirability of buyers. Yes, you might not have the amenities, but you don't need them. You don't want them. You want acreage. You want your own space. You want land. Well, guys, I'm here to tell you, while it's not talked about near enough, in my opinion, Colorado has plenty of land and amazing acreage properties like this. And the good thing about this property is compared to maybe a mountain house is look at how flat the land is. It's actually usable. You can do stuff with it. Whereas sometimes you get a mountain property and you're sitting on the side of a hill, you might have 5 acres and you're only able to use a quarter of it. And so my theory of why buyers ends up on number 2 on the list, well, guys, likely because bigger properties are selling, less properties are selling. That's swaying the statistics. And the reality might be many people are just sick of living in the city. They're ready to get out and get away, get their own piece of land. And where better to do that than buyers where you have approachable price points relative to the Denver metro market. Now here we go. We've got number 1 on the list. You probably haven't heard of it. I'm gonna take you back up to the Rocky Mountains and we're going to Pine, Colorado, coming in at appreciation of 23.2%. Guys, this area blew everyone else out of the water. Population, 3,600 people. And so you might be thinking, why aren't prices higher? And why isn't it as desirable of Evergreen? Well, they don't have the lake, they don't have the golf courses, they don't have the amenities. And while it's a fairly quick drive into downtown Denver, it's further enough away from Evergreen, and with a lack of amenities, you just don't get that higher price. However, obviously something's going right for this market to have appreciated at 23.2%. So let's get into my theory. Aside from bigger homes selling and the desirability of living in the Rocky Mountains, is that this mountain town has a very, very approachable price point relative to the other markets and is still in a relatively close distance to the city if you need to make the commute. I think that is absolutely number 1. Guys, we've got homes from $200,000 to $400,000 all the way up to about $1.8 million where you'll see this estate. Now, you lift up this home and you place it in Evergreen, your price is likely going to increase. So if you're looking for this type of property in the mountains without having to pay $3, $4, $5 million, go just a little bit south. Welcome to Pine, and you'll see this amazing estate in the Rocky Mountains. Now, you guys are probably wondering, are these still going to be the hotspots of 2025? And while I don't have a crystal ball, I think each of these areas will still hold their desirability for all different reasons. Now, for those of you watching this video, you might be considering buying. And so if you're looking in the suburban areas, you definitely want to check out Lone Tree. That was number 5 on the list, and keep an eye out for pricing trends in 2025 for those of you looking for maybe more of a city life, whether you can afford a 1900s elegant mansion in Capitol Hill, or maybe you're open to maybe a townhouse in the $300,000 to $400,000 range. Capitol Hill has something for everyone. And then the 3 last cities on the map are going to give you a mountain area and a country area. And so through this video, guys, we gave you a good diverse look at the Denver market, the different cities, what they have to offer, and what cities you might put on your radar as you're looking to buy and relocate. Or maybe you already live here and you're just looking to move and want to make a sensible investment. These areas definitely merit some consideration in watching price trends. So the good thing about this video and being here with me is, guys, I do a Denver Metro market update every single Wednesday. And while in those videos we look at the market from a broad view perspective, you'll see that I have a very specific way in identifying markets, being able to track price trends, and ultimately giving you guys insights that are going to help not only with your decision making when it comes to purchasing in Colorado, but you're gonna have stats to back up your decisions, and you're gonna know exactly what you need to make a smart real estate decision here in Colorado. As I mentioned before, I've been licensed for 10 years, would love nothing more to serve you. All my contact information is down below. Please hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Cheers.